What's up you guys, welcome back and welcome if you're new. In today's video we're going to be installing some Alpha Rex headlights onto Steve's Rav4. We're going to be showing you guys how to install them, and then at the end we're going to show you guys how bright these things really are. If at the end of the video you guys do want to go ahead and purchase them, make sure to check out the description box below. Let's go ahead and now get into the video and show you guys. Before we actually get into the installation, I wanted to let you guys know, depending on your guys' Rav4, you guys may have to get different headlights. So when choosing them for your specific vehicle, make sure to choose the year and the model. There is different headlights on these 5th gen Rav4s. They may all look the same, but they are slightly different. Some of them come with halogen and some of them come with LED. Steve's Rav4 is a 21 tier D off-road, which came with some LEDs. So these are pretty bright, I'm not gonna lie, but we're gonna be doing some upgrades, which we're gonna be taking those out. As you guys can see, there is chrome to these bad boys right here. They're gonna be blacked out and still LED and super bright. How do you feel?
Yeah, I'm gonna put that on a video.
I am.
All right, do it.
I will.
Do it. I want to see it in April.
So first step you're going to want to go ahead and do is coming right in here, you're going to want to go ahead and go to your battery. On the battery, make sure to disconnect the negative, which is the black one there. If you guys don't know what the negative of the battery is, I highly recommend you do not do this install. But if you guys do, keep going. So go ahead and disconnect the negative of the battery, which is what we're going to do right now with a size 10 millimeter right here. Keep in mind, Steve does actually off-road this freaking vehicle, so it's a little bit dirty, it's a little bit nasty, I'm not going to lie, just like him.
A little bit?
Just
a lot of it.
Just like him. So don't mind that, but go ahead and disconnect the negative.
I should not be allowed to be next to civilized people such as Jesse.
So once you have that disconnected, just make sure you put it in a spot where it won't come back. Anytime you're working with electrical, you want to go ahead and disconnect that just so you don't pop any fuses or anything like that. Now that you've disconnected the negative of the battery, up next what you need to do is get yourself a panel removal tool. They come either in metal or in plastic. Of course, we have a metal one here, which is better quality. If you guys don't have that, you could go ahead and get yourself a flathead. Reason why is coming inside of here in back of the grill, you're going to notice there's a tab here, tab there, one there and one there, so a total of 4. Those you're going to need to remove them. Of course, on Steve's Rav4 we have built it to go off-road, so his is a little bit different, but on yours you're going to have a support back here which those clips are tied into, so you want to go ahead and remove those. Once you've done that, you want to get yourself a size 10 millimeter socket, and then you're going to see that bolt right there. Come on this side, you're going to see that bolt there. You need to go ahead and remove those.
So you're going to remove these with a 10 millimeter. And obviously you guys can see that this tab is broken and cracked. Now that is because I did crash my car off-roading. It's fine though, because you know, it's just the things that happen. Hopefully yours isn't cracked and crashed on the front end.
So once you guys finished up that, you want to come down here in the wheel well. One thing to know, of course, Steve does have a bumper, so his bumper is cut. For you guys, your bumper may be down here, so you're going to have like a clip or 2 down here, I can't remember, and then you're going to have this little bolt right here. That's going to be also a size 10, or you could go ahead and grab a Phillips head and remove that screw. Once again, you're going to have that one, and then around here in this section, you're going to have one more that you need to take off.
While you're explaining it, I'll be behind you like this, and you put your hand up here, so that way they're like, wait, how are there so many hands here?
For that bolt there, it's going to be a size 10 millimeter. If you guys don't have that, go ahead and use a Phillips head to remove that now. And then you're going to notice it's kind of clipped into that, so we're going to bring that down just a little, right about there, so it's off the hoop. And then once you finish up on this side, removing those screws, now you do the same thing to the opposite side. So now, Steve, what's next?
We're gonna hit it with the Yankee Doodles at this point.
What's a Yankee Doodle?
You Yankee? Oh. That wasn't supposed to happen.
Jeez.
Just like that. Just yank it a little bit. Usually this is a lot easier when you have the lower half of the bumper, but it's fine. Then we just pull this out slightly.
One thing to know, just to show you guys, these tabs are in there. So if you are having trouble, you can kind of stick your hand from the back and also push it inwards to pop it out. So if you're having trouble, if not, you should be able to just yank it like Steve did. Reason we're doing this is we are going to need to access a bolt that's under here. So we need to next pull back the bumper on both sides.
So once we did pull this off, next thing you're gonna see is in here, there is another clip here that you will use the clip clip removal tool just like before. In the comments, let us know, is this a panel removal tool or a clip removal tool? What are you removing, the panel or the clip with this specific tool?
Well, it's
let
a
us
clip,
know.
but the correct term
let
is a panel
tool. Let us know, comment section.
I'm scared of you. Yeah. And same thing you just did right here on this side, we'll go ahead and do on the opposite side.
The same thing, like I said, guys, get a firm grip and then now at this point we are gonna disengage the bumper so we have better access to the headlights and that one bolt that's gonna be here on the side. Then same thing like this panel, you're just gonna kind of grab the bumper and just yank it back, disengaging these clips here. You can see they're just little nubs here that hook up to this.
And of course, once you've done this side, you do the same thing to the opposite side. So once you got the bumper loosened, of course, on both sides, you're gonna go in here and you're gonna see there is a bolt right there. So that one's gonna be a size 10 millimeter for both sides. Go ahead and remove that.
Now for this one bolt, you are gonna want to remember that it does go on this side, because as you can see for these other bolts, they are slightly different. They're not as big as these other ones as far as the washer goes. So try to remember that this one goes on the side of the headlights.
And then after you've done this side, you want to go ahead and do the same thing to the opposite side. So now that you removed that bolt on both sides, up next what you need to do is noticing on the headlight, like Steve was telling you guys, there's going to be one here. There's going to be one there. And then the reason you needed to pull back the grill is there's one down there. And those are all smaller, like Steve was saying, and they're going to be still a size 10 millimeter socket. So you'll go ahead and get that. For this one here, you want to go ahead and get an extension though, since it is down there. So that's out, and that's out. So let's keep going. Now that we removed those 3 bolts that were up there, up next you're gonna notice it's still kind of held in place right here by this here, and then by this tab here. So what you're gonna wanna do when removing it is on this one, you wanna kind of feed it upwards just like that, but just be careful that it doesn't fall forward. But once you do that, it should release it. Just do this slowly, because remember, it is still connected to the back and you don't want to tug any wires and rip your factory harnesses. So keep that in mind. Now that we kind of have the headlight in a place where it's not going to fall, you're going to want to go ahead and go behind it, and you're going to notice there is a connection here. It's just held in with a tab. You push down a release. Looking down there, there's going to be the main harness there. That's also going to be held in from the bottom with a tab, which you push down and release. And then coming over here on this side, there's going to be one more held in with that tab, push in and release. So there should only be 3 on this driver's side. And then with the panel removal tool, we're going to remove this clip to disengage it from the headlight. After we do that, we should be able to take out the factory headlight and start putting in the new one.
Okay, so as just stated, we're just going to use our clip removal tool here and just kind of spread it open so that we can get it out. You can also use a screwdriver there. There is this here that was being held in here, but as we were removing it, kind of just fell off on its own. Then from there, we're gonna disengage and pull out just like that. Oh, it's just very hard. There you go, just like that.
You want to explain to them what you can do if you're struggling?
So what I did there was, this one was very tough to get out. So what I did was I just kind of used the pry removal tool and I pressed down on it. And you can see here where that tab is, where it opens. Just press down on it and then pull back with the other hand. So what I'm gonna do with that very bottom one, because it's very tough to get out, I'm actually gonna start taking the headlamp out gently, so that I have a little bit better of a reach for it. You just kind of take it out and twist, and then here it gives you a better view of this bottom one. So as you guys can see here, this is actually gonna be the bottom of the headlamp, so you would be coming in from down here. Now because of how tight it was, I'm actually gonna get a pry tool in here while pulling back, and I'm kind of gonna pry it as I'm pulling down. As you can see there, it's starting to come out. There it goes. Now, one reason this could be very difficult, as you guys can see, there is a lot of dust in here, so it could have been gumming up that clip a little bit. But if you just kind of keep on going at it, working at it, it'll get the dust off and you will be able to get it out. And as you can see here, here's our factory headlight.
So now that we've pulled out the factory headlight, once again, we wanted to show you guys side by side just so you get a comparison. So this one does have, it looks like a little bit of chrome inside of it, which they're not ugly for being a factory headlight, and they did actually perform. But the ones over here from Alpharex, I mean, just check those bad boys out. It's all blacked out and it looks awesome overall. Can't wait to show you guys this at night. So let's go ahead and now continue on with the process. So now we're going to start on the wiring before we actually install it onto the vehicle. So the one on that side is going to be the passenger side, which is going to go here. The one right here is going to be the driver's side, which is going to be for the driver's side. Keep that in mind. It's going to be crucial. Let me show you guys why. So let's get started with the wiring. So keep this in mind. This is my passenger side. This is going to be my driver's side. That's going to be super crucial as far as the wiring. So looking right here, I've just kind of laid out all the wiring that's going to come in the kit. This one is a prototype, so the wiring may look slightly different when you receive yours. So keep that in mind as well, but the plugs should all be the same. So you're going to get one of these long ones. It's going to have a rubber here with a connector, as you guys can see there on one end. And then it's also going to have another one exactly the same. That's a little bit shorter. And then it's going to have this little box here. It's going to have a fuse with a red, a black, a gray, and a yellow. So that's going to be kind of the main powering harness. Now looking right over here, you're going to get two of these boxes here. That's going to be for the headlights. And then you're going to get two of these connectors here, which is going to be kind of like a converter for your stock headlight harness to be a plug and play. So first things first, since the passenger side is a little bit easier, we'll go ahead and get started with that. So looking back here, you're going to see you're going to have a gray connector that's connected to the headlight, just like that. Just in case it's not connected, just plug it right in. Black goes here, and then it goes here. All of these plugs should all go in only one way. So if you try plugging it in somewhere else and it's not going, that's why. So this one here, you're going to see, we have it plugged in now. And looking right up here at the top of the light, this is already connected. It comes like that from the factory. That's where your factory harness is going to be connected. And then looking down here, you're going to have a couple wires here. Keep in mind, we're working on the passenger side right now. So you want to go ahead and grab one of your boxes, which is this. Grab the male end of this, connect it into the headlight, into the female. It only goes in one way. You're going to see the tab here, and it's going to have a little clip here. Just clip it right in all the way. Make sure it clips in, just like that. Up next, what you need to do here, you're going to notice that harness, it has a yellow. Over here you have a little white connector coming out. Go ahead and connect those two. Same thing, only goes in one way. So now that we have this kind of put together, next you're going to want to go ahead and get your plug and play connector. And same thing, it's going to go in one way. See this little tab there, this tab there. Put the male to the female. So now that you have that connected, all you should really have is going to be this here, this here, this there, and this right there, and this white one here. That's all you should have left over for now. So grabbing the power harness here, as you guys do remember, there's going to be a long one, there's going to be a short one. You want to go ahead and grab the long red one, and you're going to connect it into this male white wire, and it should just pop right in. The cool thing about this is it does have rubber seals, so it'll be weather resistant. All right, so now that we finished up the passenger side for now, coming over here to the driver's side, it's going to be very similar. So you're going to notice here, you're going to have kind of the same plugs. You're going to have the plug there. You're going to have these connectors. So now you're just going to have to start plugging everything in. So we're going to grab the one with the box once again. You're going to grab this connector here that's coming off the headlight. And same thing, it only goes in one way. Push it in till it plugs in. We're going to get our plug and play connector. Same thing, plug that in. Just like that. So now that we've connected those, you're going to notice coming out of this harness here, you have this plug here, and then on the headlight, you have this one here. You're going to go ahead and connect those two. Same thing. It only goes in one way. Once it's clipped, you're basically good to go for now. Up next, what you're gonna have left over is this wire down here. You could go ahead and leave that alone, tape it away, whatever you need to do. That's for a different function that we don't need. And then right here, this one you're gonna see it has a black and white coming out of it. So this right here, we're not gonna connect it just yet because then we're not gonna be able to install it properly onto the car. The wires are gonna be in the way. But basically, once we install the headlight into the car, this red one here coming from this harness, this red one, is gonna go connected into that all the way through, and it has that rubber seal as well. And then what you're gonna do is look in here with that yellow one, you're gonna wanna connect it into this harness here, into the yellow one. Same thing, we're not gonna connect it yet until we have the driver's side into the vehicle. So keep in mind, you're doing that only for the driver's side. That's what I was saying, you gotta keep in mind which one's driver, which one's passenger, because the driver's side is gonna have a little bit more connectors. So now that we stated that, let's move on to the truck, start plugging things in, and then we'll bring that red wire with us.
At this point, what we're gonna start doing, just to make things easier on ourselves, we are gonna connect the factory plugs that are here. Now you do have a little bit more space instead of putting it on the headlight because this harness is quite a bit longer, but that just helps you out in the long run.
And with those harnesses, all you do is literally match up the factory harness with the gray connectors on the headlight.
Yeah, they're gonna fit only one way.
And it's all plug and play. You don't need to worry about anything else.
You just push it in.
And that little black one is the little one that I showed you guys previously, right up top.
Just like that.
All you should really have left over now are gonna be this access wire, the box, and this, when you're putting it into the headlight, you just want to be careful that you're not going to rip it by, when you're pushing it in, that it's not tugging on anything.
Yeah, and then this, like we said, for demonstration purposes, we are going to put it in like this, but afterwards you have enough space back here to where you can go in and zip tie things kind of together and kind of make them a bit nicer. Start bringing the headlight in.
Alright, so now that we actually have the headlight in place, before putting back the bolts, now we're going to go ahead and connect these two that I had left over, if you remember, this yellow one and then this white and black one. So we're going to leave those here and we're going to go ahead and grab our main harness, which is going to be this one here. So the short and red one is the one that's going to go connected into that white and black. And then this yellow one is going to go connected into that yellow harness. So let's move it over and do that now. As you guys can see, I knew it was going to be a little bit hard for you guys to see it on the camera. That's why I showed you guys when it was off the vehicle. But if you can see that there, we just connected the red one to the white and black. And now he's connecting the yellow to the yellow. Make sure it snaps in. Now that we connected that, we're going to come back over here to the power source wire. So just to kind of orient you guys, here is the fuse. This one is the red, which is positive. Here's the black, which is negative. If you guys don't know that, stop working, don't do this. And then there's the gray one coming out of the box. So that gray one there, you're gonna wanna go ahead and tap into your fuse box, and you're gonna wanna go ahead and look for a source that is ACC only, meaning when the car is on, it'll turn on. So that's what you're gonna wanna tap into. Luckily for us, I know Steve does have a rat's nest, and I just gave him crap for it to go ahead and clean this up, because that's kind of scary, I'm not gonna lie. But luckily for him, he's already tapped into that fuse box into an ACC source. So this is going to be this wire here. So all we're going to do is splice it a little bit and put that gray wire into it. Just for you guys at home though, I can't really explain to you guys which one exactly. You're just going to have to get a tester, which Amazon sells them for like 20-30 bucks, and just go one by one on the fuses and see which one turns on when the car is on.
It's pretty much like, if you can't find an ignition source, you should take it to a professional.
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say right now. If you guys cannot do this at home, please make sure to just hit up my friend Jerry. His info's in the description box below. He'll gladly do the install for you guys, and I'm sure if you mention my name, he'll hook you guys up on the price. So just letting you guys know, if you cannot do that, what I just mentioned, just hit up Jerry, have him do it. Beast Fab, he'll hook you up.
So as Jesse did say, we are just gonna tap into this real quick just for an ease of install for now. Later on I will clean it up, but as he said, we are just going to go into this ignition source. I'm just going to use a tap real quick.
So while Steve is doing that wire that we're tapping into, it's into his Raptor lights. So we did make a video on where that exact fuse is. So if you want, you could go ahead and pause this video really quick. In the description box below, I'll go ahead and link it so you guys can see where that fuse is ran into. So that'll kind of help you guys out if you don't want to pay somebody, of course. Now, if you do want to pay somebody, once again, hit up Jerry Beast Fab, mention my name, you'll get a great deal. Let's keep going. So as you guys can see, we've tapped into the wire that we told you guys. This is for the Raptor lights. Once again, check out that video. It's in the description box below. You'll see where it is exactly in the fuse box so you guys can get an idea. Run that wire straight to it. So that being said, now we can go ahead and tuck it just a little bit just to make it cleaner, even though it is pretty ugly. I'm sorry, Steve, but you need to do something. So up next, now you have these two wires here, which is positive and negative. You want to take it over?
I do have two distribution blocks here when I was attempting to clean up my wiring mess, but it's still a mess. So I'm just gonna go into here. I did color code them correctly, so my red is gonna be my positive and my black is gonna be my negative. So all we're gonna do is screw these into the post there.
Just in case you don't have a distribution block, because I'm sure not everybody's fancy like Steve.
Just
literally go to your battery. Red is positive, black is negative. It's that simple. You take off the bolt there, slide the wire in, put the bolt back. Same thing with the negative. Once again, Steve's just fancy and likes to spend too much money on this car. So there it is.
I mean, I tried cleaning up the wiring, it just...
I don't know what happened there. Here we have that, once again, positive and negative. This is his distribution block. This is the positive side. We've now connected it. I'm sorry about the wires, you guys. I really do apologize. Hopefully you guys can picture kind of what I'm doing here. And then over here's the negative distribution block. That's now connected. So we can go ahead and tuck this wires. I'm not too worried about making this clean since, you know, but if you're doing this in your car, I would do a good job and clean all this up. So now all that you should have left is this red wire that we previously connected onto the passenger side. Before we do that though, we want to go ahead and turn this on, make sure it works, and just kind of see what it does. So that's what we're going to do right now off camera. I do want to let you guys know, even right now that it's daylight, it's stupid bright compared to the factory one, and it looks way better in my opinion. It's all blacked out, looks cool. So now what you want to go ahead and do is the same process on the other side. The passenger side, like I told you guys, it's less wiring, it's a lot easier. So what we're going to do here next with this wire that goes connected to that one, looking in here, this is up to you guys how you route the wire. For us, what we're going to do is you're going to see there's tabs here, right there, right here, and here. Those are just going to be with the panel removal tool. We're going to remove them, and then you're going to see there's a screw there and one there. That's just a size 10 millimeter. We're going to take this plate off. We're going to route the wire underneath and then put this back on so we can get started with that side, so that way the wire is all tucked up out of the way. I'll get back to you guys once we finish. We've put this panel back. The wire is coming underneath here. As you guys can see it, it's coming out of here. So we're gonna kind of run this forward there. So now that we've kind of tied the wire inwards this way, once again, like Steve said earlier, it's best if you do have a friend to kind of help you with the wiring so you don't tear anything. So what you're gonna have left is gonna be this gray one here, this one here, and of course that one up here. You're also going to have this one left over. This one, don't worry about it. You can tape it off or whatever you want to do. This one is not going to be used. So we're going to set that to the side for now. And then same thing you did earlier is go ahead and connect the corresponding harness into each one. It only goes in one way, so you can't mess this up. All right, and now that that's done, once again, just be careful on not tearing any of the cords and put it back just like you took off the old one. And just in case you guys are having a little bit of trouble making this align, just go ahead and start off with one of the screws. Don't tighten it down all the way, and then go on to the next, just so that way you can kind of center it where the headlight needs to be. Don't forget there's 3 on top and 1 right here on the side. All right, and once you have the headlight kind of aligned, all the 4 screws put in, now you can go ahead and tighten all this down, reinstall your bumper, and then we'll go ahead and show you guys these night clips. Now that it is nighttime, we're gonna go ahead and show you guys just kind of how it looks. Of course, course, right now we are on pavement. We're gonna be showing you guys both on pavement and on dirt. So let me go ahead and give you guys a front look. It looks freaking awesome. I highly recommend them, like I told you guys. I know on camera it's not gonna do justice, but let me try to focus this for you guys. So just check that out. I mean, who wouldn't want that? Lights on and just the DRLs. Now I'm going to give you guys a front view. So right now we do have the lights off, and then we're going to go ahead and turn them on and show you guys. So as you guys can see, I mean, it's pretty far out. The light goes extremely far. And one thing we did want to let you guys know why I'm actually shooting it from the outside of the car, not inside the car, is Steve does have pitch black tint all the way around. I mean, you can't even see in, and yes, Steve is inside of there. So if I were to show you guys from the inside, it's not gonna be exactly how it would be for you guys, but there it is, super, super bright. Now we're giving you a picture as if you guys are going off-road. So we're gonna go ahead and turn them on and show you guys. So there it is. So the wide spread is actually pretty wide. I mean, you can see it go from end to end, and it goes way far out. Design of these things, you can't go wrong. And in all honesty, I mean, I kind of like it better than my Tacoma ones, and they're the same brand. So if you guys do want them, you already know what to do. It's going to be in the description box below. So what do you think, Steve?
I love them.
Hell yeah. You recommend them?
I recommend people buy 2.
Wow. One for them, one for their friend?
Yes.
So now that we finished up with the installation, as you guys can see, looks freaking awesome. I know Steve loves it. Do you?
I'm for these lights.
I'm leaving that in. But I hope you guys enjoyed those previous night clips, because I know I did. Crazy bright. They look awesome. I love the features. Something like my Tacoma. Now me and him are matching, which I'm pretty excited about that. If you guys do end up wanting to go ahead and purchase these, they'll be in the description box below. Once again, like we said in the beginning of the video, it's up to you if you guys do want to go ahead and do this install by yourself. We recommend just going to somebody that actually knows what they're doing. So if you want that, hit up my friend Jerry. Make sure to mention my name. It'll be in the description box below. If you guys did enjoy today's video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Go follow Steve at Rav4. Yeah. Bye bye. Bye bye. Yeah. Bye bye. Yeah. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Hi. That's where we end it.
JesseRizo is here for you. It's here for you, na. Like I said, it's super simple. Please feel free to subscribe.